Yeah, it's special. I mean, you try to stay, as business as you can and one step at a time, but it is special. Even just being back in the Bay Area where I've had so many great memories going back to Stanford. Um, having friends who are still here and knowing a lot of the guys in the locker room already. It all comes full circle, and yeah, it's special, and I'm lucky and proud to be here. Well, I think I don't know if there's anyone better at putting guys in positions to have success and tailor into what they're good at. For me, I've watched him do some unbelievable things with some great running backs, and even the running backs in the room right now. I'm just excited to learn from them and to hear how Coach Shanahan coaches not just the running back position, but every single position on the field. It's something that, you kind of hear legends about. I remember in Carolina, we had a tight ends coach, Brian Angelico, who was with him for a while, and you just hear legends about how good of an offensive mind he is. And so to be here is exciting. Well, I've, obviously watched them for a long time. In my opinion, the best run game and one of the most explosive offenses in the league. And I think you just go down the roster and you look at all the guys. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about, just getting in the locker room, getting to meet the guys. But how could you not want to play here, as an offensive weapon? I'm extremely fired up. Obviously, I have a little bit of a history with Coach Shanahan, and can't express how happy I am to be here. Yeah, well, it goes both ways. It's one of the best defenses I've ever faced, and I'm happy to be on the right side of things now. Yeah, it's amazing already. You can get a feel of the guys already, and everyone's been so cool to me. Coming up, saying hi, introducing themselves. Like I said, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be in the room with the running backs, with some great players. Share the locker room with some guys that I've studied over the years and watched tape on, and it's a surreal moment for me. And like I said, I haven't done a whole lot of processing of it yet. Just being right off the plane and having everything thrown at me at once. But I'm lucky. I'm proud to be here, and can't wait to get to work. That would have to be coach's decision. Preparing to be ready and ready to roll, but that's not my decision.
I don't think there's anything you can't do. Just whether it's in the pass game, the run game, blocking. I think he's a very talented player, and just watching how he plays, he's a very smart player. He always gets to the right hole. It's very smooth, and he's seen that at every level he's played in. I see. I think we got good running backs. I think we got good receivers. I think we got good blockers. And I think Christian's pretty good at all three of those. So maybe he's got the best combination of them all. I think Debo does that pretty good too. But I think we got a lot of guys who can do a few different things. And it's just when the more guys you can get like that, the more you're not as dependent on injuries, the more that you don't have to force things to certain people. And the more I feel like every single guy, whether it's a receiver, a tight end, a running back, a quarterback, you don't have to sit there and focus on targets, stats. There's a lot of good guys out there. Just play football, do your best, and we'll see how it unfolds, because I don't think there's one guy out there you got to force anything to. I think all of them have a chance to help us win.
What's the emotional viewpoint for you of this trade?
Not much. I love his parents. I know Ed and Lisa very well. Knew him well growing up. Didn't know Christian very well. He was so much younger than me. I knew him and his brothers were a problem for my sister. I used to babysit him a lot. But it's been cool just to hear about him back at home and stuff, talking to people from that area, always hearing about the McCaffrey boys. It was just one after another, winning state championships for the football team. And me never really realizing how good they were going to be, but then watching Christian at Stanford and being like, wow, what everyone said was true, and then watching him in the NFL. And the first thing I told Christian was that this was our plan all along. I think that's why we wanted to build a D-line and build our defense right away, and we knew we'd get him 5.5 years later. So that's why we shouldn't apologize for missing him then. Not very close. It was definitely something that it wasn't about him. It was just how we saw the time to build our team, and we were pretty set with our vision of trying to do it defensively at that time.
I believe, like a lot of really good players, he's a lot more than just a running back. And I think I think he's a perfect player for the way Kyle and our offensive staff does things. I think, you know, he brings a lot more than just running back skills. He's an incredibly accomplished receiver. He's got tremendous feel. He can play with speed. He can play with power. He can play with quickness. He can do it all. And we've seen that firsthand playing against him. You know, you've seen it right up to the last game he played. He's an excellent football player. There's no denying that, and we like adding guys like that to the mix. There's so many different, you know, dynamics to, you know, do you take them there? Do you move back and maybe take them? And ultimately we made the decision we made, you know, but we were joking with him today that we just had to get things right before we brought him in here. So it took 6 years to do that and get everything nice and primed for him. And we got him here, and that's a good thing. It is weird, the connections. I mean, remember vividly throwing balls to Eddie, you know, when I was a quarterback and he was a receiver at Stanford. I remember, you know, being at parties, fraternity parties with Lisa and Ed when they first started dating and things like that. So it goes back, and obviously the Shanahan's dynamics, but this is much bigger than that. Keep saying it, but it is the respect I have for him, having seen our teams play against him and seeing him he's a fabulous football player in every respect. And I think he brings a mindset that we like too. I think he's a fit in every way. The type of mindset, you talk to people who've played with him, who've coached him, there's an accountability that he brings like the great players do that has an effect that it's a force multiplier. It makes everyone around him better. And so we're going to take it as it comes. We're not going to force anything. But, you know, all of those things went into us making this decision to try to land him.